All right, here's my audience for this speech. All right, so I'm Michael. For this speech, I'm going to teach you how to do a Europe trip on a budget. The budget I got was about $2,000, so we're going to keep it pretty light, keep it under that for sure. It'll be easy to do. Um, Budgeting it out is the time-consuming part. It took me a while to find everything at the lowest price that's doable and within the time frame of 2 weeks. So there's three main steps to planning out a trip. It's going to be your transportation. That's going to cover going to where you want to go and getting around wherever you're at, as well as your room and board, your sleeping arrangements. And that was a time consuming part. The last piece is going to be your packing because, we're trying to keep it budget. So you won't be taking a lot of luggage or anything like that. So the first step in getting your transportation settled is getting from wherever you're at to where you want to be. So in this case, we're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. And when I was pricing out those flights, the cheapest I found was from Las Vegas, which is where we are, to London Heathrow. And that was $689 for a round trip, departing on December 1st and leaving London back to Vegas on December 15th. From there, you can find tickets anywhere from $90 to whatever you want to spend and go to Frankfurt. The one I priced was $91 from London Heathrow to Frankfurt Airport in Germany. That's on December 4th year trip. And then from there, you can hang out in Frankfurt for a little bit. And I planned out train rides, which are about $40, $80. So you'll take the train from there to Berlin. And then from Berlin is when we're really going to start the trip. And the main goal of this is to travel, so you're going to be taking the train mostly everywhere. You're not going to be flying. It costs too much money. And the trains are just as fast. Once you're in Europe, it's like going from Nevada to California to Utah, whatever it may be. So now that you got your transportation, you got your trains all planned out, whatever, you're going to have to get your sleeping arrangements booked and scheduled, priced out. For this, there's three main options I chose, which are hotels, hostels, and Airbnbs. Airbnbs are pretty pricey. I would say do an Airbnb if you're going with a group of people, so you can split it, and it would only end up being a couple euro or 40, 50 euro a person to split. Whereas hostels, that's what they cost anyway, so why not do a hostel? People have different opinions on hostels. Mine is cheap. It's not like you're going to be staying there for a long time. Most people are there for the same reason, to travel. A couple of things to note with hostels is you want to check and make sure that they have locking lockers or whatever it may be, anything you can lock your stuff with. If you have electronics, your laptop, your camera, if you're into photography, whatever. If you don't want to walk around with that stuff in Europe, you can definitely find a hostel with lockers in it. And then from there, another thing to be concerned about hostels is checkout times. Nobody wants to check out at 7 in the morning. Why? Enjoy the day a little bit. Check out in the afternoon. You don't want to get up and boogie right away. Unless you do, that's whatever. But a lot of hostels have early checkout times, so just be on the lookout for hostels that have later times to suit your needs and whatever, as long as you can make your next train ride. The next thing after your sleeping arrangements is going to be your packing. So we're going to do a 2-week span, and we're taking cheap transportation. And along with cheap transportation comes not being able to take a lot of baggage. And the biggest thing with packing is not overpacking. I know you want to take stuff that you're used to, you feel comfortable, a couple of different pair of shoes, whatever, maybe hats. Don't do that. Take 1 or 2 pairs of shoes. You're going to be walking a lot, so take comfortable shoes. Stuff that you can make small of, whether it's slip-ons, foldable shoes, whatever they might be. And just, don't overpack. Depending on the time of year, December, right, so it's going to be cold. There's a lot of nice down jackets that'll keep you warm that fold up real small, and you can rock a hoodie over top and be warm without taking up too much baggage space. And another part with packing, so we're only going to aim for 1 week's worth of clothes for a 2-week trip. So somewhere along your trip, you might want to find a laundromat and maybe run a load of laundry or not. Just be the stinky kid. Europeans smell anyway. You'll just blend right in. Just be stinky. It's fine. Nobody's going to judge you. So as far as the transportation goes, we are looking at a total of what? $900 and something for transportation, and then hostels are about what? Total of $400 something. So we're within our $2,000 budget. Another thing you're going to need, I would get a big backpack. The best one I've found was REI has a 40-liter bag, which is plenty of space for what you're going to be doing for a week's worth of trip, and you can probably get away with packing a little bit more clothes. That bag was about $130. So realistically, the total trip is going to be, $1,500–$1,600, which, yeah, it's still expensive, but if it's something you really want to do, you'll be able to justify it. It'll be worth it to you. You'll have the experiences for a lifetime, whatever it may be. So if you want to do a trip, you can, and now you know that. And here's my audience. They stayed until the end, painfully. Boom.